Coming to you every week from no place in particular, this is the Forever Road Podcast featuring Bosco. He's a music lover, a historian, and a connoisseur of the obscure. Find us on some great platforms like iHeart and Spotify, and even more as we keep growing. Now, pointed down that Forever Road are your hosts. Here is Mr. Worldwide, Will Craig, and Bosco.
Yes, welcome to Forever Road Podcast. I am Bosco. This is Mr. Worldwide, Will Craig. We're missing someone today. I think I'm missing my microphone, to be honest with you.
Ooh, it's green.
Yeah, it lights up. Check it out.
Ooh. Fancy. And I can hear it clicking. It's very loud.
How's this?
No, I don't like it.
Okay. Quit playing on my microphone.
Quit playing with your dick for.
That's what she said. Okay. Everything sound good to y'all? Do we have anybody in the chats? Nothing yet? All right.
Nothing yet.
Anyway, we are here. You're there.
I'm
We're
everywhere,
missing someone.
actually.
Yeah. Yeah, our second co-host, third co-host. He is out. Mr. Flapper, Dan Atkinson, or Brother Trucker, or Mother Trucker. All the names. He is out at the hospital. His daughter broke her foot. So he is dealing with that, and we hope her foot heals up. He said it was a trampoline issue. I don't know. She probably bounced up too high and came down real wrong, if I had to guess. So shout out to her. Sweet Pea, as he calls her, and I hope her foot heals up quick.
Mm-hmm.
I got to forgive me. I had a little allergy issue earlier, so I'm a little bit. I'm struggling a little bit today, but it was a good day, man. We went and did a car, truck, and bike show at a local VFW.
Oh, fun.
And was out there. Yeah, good Lord. There were some beautiful cars out there. Nobody in the truck club won an award, but we were all there. It was, to me, it's all about having fun anyway. Saw a nice Dodge Challenger and a beautiful Dodge Duster. Plymouth Duster. There's a difference. There's a difference between Plymouth Duster and Dodge Dart. To the regular person, maybe not, but there is a difference. I don't think either one of those. Yes, one of those. One of those guys, and I'll post pictures of it later. It's a black Challenger. He won an award. I don't remember what place or anything like that. I didn't ask, but I just remember hearing his name being called. So that was really cool. So it's a shout out to the Middle Georgia Truck Club. I was hanging out with Brian and his bride, Miss Renee, and Tony with a beautiful Little Red Little Red truck. Everybody gets that confused, but you know what Little Red Express is?
I think we talked about it, right?
Yeah,
Maybe?
the Dodge truck with the stacks.
Yep.
So which Tony is our new member, but that has nothing to do with the podcast. But anyway, just had fun out there in the sun. Then I took Mrs. Bosco to Mother's Day dinner because she is going to go hang out with our oldest daughter tomorrow. So I figured I'd go ahead and take her to dinner today so she can go off and gallivant with and be with our oldest daughter and our grandbaby tomorrow. So mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. I know that's tomorrow. Y'all enjoy your day. We love y'all. We love everything you do for us. You know, sometimes playing both roles, mom and dad. And to those single dads out there that gets to play both roles, kind of odd to say, but hey, you know, happy Mother's Day to that too.
But also, dog moms and dog dads don't count. You're not-
Okay. I mean, no.
I'm starting to fight. You can't stop me.
Woo, wow. He's coming out swinging, y'all. Dang.
Just.
But yeah, welcome everybody to Forever Road Podcast. How was your week, Will? Mr. Worldwide.
Worked out of town a bit. Actually got my stuff out of town done actually a day early, which was nice.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, I got it done a day early, but my supervisor let me stay overnight still because it was super late. And so then next morning, I'm hour and a half south. That's where I was staying out of town. And I needed to drive all the way back to work. And then my boss was like, hey, you have a job an hour away the other direction. Sweet. So, yeah, that was so fun. But other than that, not much has been going on. What about you?
I speaking the hour and a half south, so I had to. I'm basically, and I'm not knocking my job. I love my job.
You love your job, but
I had to work out of town myself Wednesday and drove home Thursday. Yeah. So by the end of Thursday, I was already over 40 hours. So who was off work Friday? This guy.
Nice. I see when I hit 40, I just work overtime. Which I wish sometimes I really wish I could just take a day off. Be like, I hit 40, I'm going home. I ain't working Friday.
Right. I do have that option. Most of the time I go ahead and work Fridays, but I was tired. I did not sleep Wednesday night. I was like, I'm going home. I called him Friday morning. I was like, hey, do you need me today? He was like, nah. I said, cool. See you Monday.
Nice.
But yeah, so I worked in College Park again, but I stayed over. So I worked Wednesday and then stayed over Wednesday night, got up, and I was already at the plant at 5:45, 5:30. I think I got there at 5:30. 5:30 in the morning, and then worked from. I clocked in. I went ahead and clocked in. I clocked out. When I got home, I was able to clock out. I got home at 6:30.
Okay.
So that night, but did some working on trucks. They haven't got a mechanic up there yet, and I'm filling in the gap. So I'm bouncing between Macon, College Park, Covington, and Cordele. And from our place to Covington is like an hour and a half ride, and then an hour and a half across from Covington to College Park, and then an hour and a half down back to Macon. So it's either do all that driving in one day or just go up there, crash out for the night. It put me up in a pretty decent hotel. I'll say that. I was very impressed. So
okay. That's nice.
Got to crash out even though I didn't sleep very good. I woke up at like 3 o'clock Wednesday morning. Or Thursday morning. I was like, man, I got another hour and a half before I have to really be up. So I lay back down, and then a few minutes later, my eyes opened. My eyes popped back open. I was like, this is not working.
Mhm.
This isn't my bed. This is not, this ain't working for me. So I got up and got dressed and threw all my stuff back in the truck and
Yep.
went back to the plant and got everything started. That way, I figured the earliest I start, the better off I be, and just the quicker I be heading
That's
south.
reasonable.
So I went ahead and did that. But yeah, I mean, it was cool. I stayed up and kind of, down south in a regular house. You know how hotel rooms can be extra cold?
Mm-hmm.
Now down here, if you're anything like me, which I'm very hot natured, so even though we have the air conditioner on in the house, I have a fan on my side of the bed.
Yep.
And it blows
Right over
back
you.
and forth. Yeah, right over me.
Mm-hmm.
And just hearing that fan noise. See, I didn't have that in the hotel that night, so I couldn't sleep.
Oh, that stinks.
So got that place taken care of. And then yesterday I was off. Today we had the truck show, a truck, bike, and car show, which was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yesterday I went and seen half of the topic of today's episode, which is
The Fall Guy.
So you saw the movie. Which one are we gonna talk about first?
I saw it this morning or this afternoon.
Did you take and watch some of it?
Some of the show?
Yeah.
I did not.
You didn't?
I didn't do my homework.
Oh.
I know I need to do push-ups for that or something. Add to my 25.
No, dude, you gotta give me squats.
Squats? How many pounds are we
thrusts.
doing it?
25.
Squat thrusts?
Yeah.
What? Or hip thrusts?
Squat thrusts.
I'll have to look.
Or as we call them, burpees.
Oh, burpees. Okay.
Yeah. But burpees.
Ew. Can I do like 3 minutes of wall sitting instead?
Ooh. 3 minutes of
wall sitting, and you
the
got to
other one?
keep your hands out, and you got to keep your hands extended and give them the squeezing. That's how I learned how to do them, and it freaking sucked.
What's the other one? 3 minutes planks.
I only do like 60 seconds at a time. Oof.
Yeah, I can do 60 straight up, but I have to at least hang on a minute,
Mm-hmm.
I have to stop, 30 seconds and then go back to it.
Yeah,
But I can hang for a whole minute, even when it's big old gut I got hanging on in front of me.
is that just a leverage point?
What?
Took you a second, didn't it?
Yeah, let's not bring up what you said last night. God,
Hey, it was supposed to be motivation to get you back in the gym.
you're right.
Is it working? Are you like, crap, I need to go to the gym now?
Yeah, right. Now I'm crying.
Hey, turn those tears into sweat. I believe in you.
So comparison. See, you didn't see the Fall Guy
I know. Dang it.
TV show. God.
I mean,
You
they have
missed-
similar actors in them.
So this is going to be a spoiler alert to a little bit of maybe everybody who hasn't seen the movie, and I apologize, but
We don't have to say when it or where it happens, but we can say who it is. Does that make sense?
Maybe. So check this out. So the Fall Guy movie premiered last week, and we both went and seen it. I went and seen it yesterday. You went and seen it today.
Yep.
Now, I grew up on the TV show, which even furthered the point of me wanting a big jacked up Chevrolet or jacked up
GMC.
truck anyway, whether it be GMC, Chevrolet, Dodge. Nothing against Ford, but
I know you didn't say one of them.
Plymouth. No, Plymouth didn't. Plymouth did have a truck.
Toyota has trucks. They've always had trucks. They've been
Yeah, but they don't
great
count.
always. I know they're rice burners.
I can't say they don't count because one of the dudes in our truck club actually has a very nice 4Runner.
Dude, the Foreigners and Tacomas and Tundras are great.
My gripe is this. I know I'm kind of veering off course here, but just hang with me.
Who cares?
When we have done several, I've done a few car shows officially now with the truck club, and the reason why we put together a truck club is because when you go to car shows, especially around down south, I don't know how it is up in the Midwest. I don't know how it is out west, but everything I've ever seen on TV is more or less you have a lot of love for the first, second, third gen Camaros first.
Yes.
Mustangs, Camaros, Chevelles. You have a lot of love for those crowds. And don't get me wrong, they're all great in their own way. But my argument is once you've seen one Camaro with black and white stripes, maybe I've said this before, and another Camaro with white and black stripes, or, orange with black stripes and black with orange stripes, or vice versa. Mustangs are the same way.
Wait. So are you saying that they're the exact same car, just different colors, and you see them all the time? Oh my gosh.
That's why we put this club together, the eclectic, yes, I said that, taste of trucks. We have trucks from all different kind of years, makes, and models, just showing love for trucks because you don't see that a whole lot. But more often than not, the ones that get the good marks, the good remarks is even in trucks, it's the Chevrolet C10s. You know how many C10s won awards today? Two different C10s. Not knocking the people who won their awards. They have very beautiful trucks. But, mix it up some. I'm just saying. So when you're walking around at car show and you see a Camaro and a Mustang and a Camaro and a Mustang and three Camaros beside each other and the Mustangs, take a look around a little bit more. That's all I'm saying. Maybe this is my venting, just kind of like we let Dan cook. Because there's been this imaginary, and this is my gripe against the Barrett Jackson and the Mecum auctions. This imaginary inflation when it comes to project vehicles. So when it comes to these barnyard finds, you have people out there thinking that their rust bucket, I'll just say it. We're past 2 minutes in our podcast anyway. Their rust bucket shit box is worth gold, man. No, nobody wants to buy your hollowed out Chevelle with no floorboards because you think it's worth $15,000.
Don't forget all the Bondo that they put on it too.
So I tend to look more at the Studebakers that are out there, or the, okay, sorry. So the inflation thing is just, it makes it hard for folks like me, blue collar, regular dudes who absolutely love cars, to buy the project cars of our dreams, more or less. You got some Slant 6 Roadrunner, Slant 6 Belvedere or Plymouth Satellite that is absolutely gorgeous, but they tack a $10,000 price tag on it because they saw somebody totally resto one and it rolled across the auction block. That's ridiculous. Another reason why I don't watch those TV shows that come on a certain channel, certain TV shows that come on a certain channel that should remain nameless right this moment because they don't pay me.
I mean,
Well,
I
we're going to
get that.
use these jack stands to be more like the blue collar guy in the garage. We're going to use these jack stands. They're sitting there in a $3 million shop with $500,000 worth of tools behind them.
bro, just use your hydraulic lift. You have it. We get it. You have money.
Yeah. Don't insult us, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. I do most of my work 20 feet away from here, from where I'm sitting.
Yep.
Under my carport. Jack stands and, a 3-ton jack stands. I have these cool ramps that have the hydraulic 5-ton hydraulic jacks in them. Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
Though that's kind of why I do like some of the car community up here. It's a lot of Japanese cars. So I know it's the demographic of my area, but
I ain't knocking it. That's what people like.
They're cool, but the nice thing is they're more entry to get into the vehicle is reasonable. But once you start getting into it, getting parts, it blows out of proportion, just like any project car. But it's kind of cool just to see even the dude who's ripped out all his seats, stuff like that, made it and dropped it a little bit. It's like, oh, that's cool. You actually care about your car and you love it. Which, I don't know. That's kind of the nice thing about the car community up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's
basic. The cool thing about...
Plus, we have winter and roads that are not drivable for a nice car 6 months out of the year. So
I was going to say not drivable for 6 months
because we got salt on the road, and so it gives people actually time to put love into their cars. It feels like
if they have a
garage. I know people do it out in the street. It is what it is, but it's kind of cool to see all that stuff.
Speaking of, I have somebody lined up that I hope to get on here. Okay. He's an old school hot rodder. He's from New Jersey. I've known him since I was a kid. He doesn't live too far from me, but he's a Mopar nut, and he knows to sit there and listen to him talk about those old days with the old Mopars, and just I soak it in, dude. I really do. I soak it in, and I just let him do his thing, and he talk about it. And to me, it's great. So hopefully awesome. Mr. Frank Chickalees will come on. I've known him, like I said, since we were kids. I was on the local volunteer fire department with his son.
Oh, cool.
And that's how I know him. You see my new flag behind me?
I did see that new last week.
And I got a new, I don't know if you can really see that or not.
Mm-hmm.
So that's new.
That's fun.
I'm trying to rearrange my pictures to make it look a little bit, I don't know. I got so many little metal signs and stuff I want to put up, but working on it, everybody. Y'all just bear with us. So I got, whenever he's ready, we'll have Mr. Chickalees on. And like I said, he's great to listen to, especially about the old hot rod days and what they used to do and all the vehicles he had back in the day. I mean, he's he knows his Mopar stuff, and he knows his, he could talk about the old hot rod days of riding around, and they used to drive vans. And I asked him, I said, well, why a van? A big old B Dodge van.
Mm-hmm.
Big old, he said, well, back in the day, you locked your stuff up in the van. Pickup trucks, they just walk over and grab your stuff out of the back of the truck and walk off with it. Now it's, at that time, you threw your stuff in the van, locked it down, less likely for somebody to walk off with it. So
now we got tonneau covers, toppers, all that stuff for trucks.
And here in a couple, I think I sent you a video yesterday
Okay.
of a certain musician.
It depends on where you sent it to me.
I don't remember.
I don't check my Facebook messages very much. So, but
I think it was a short clip on. I think it was a short clip on. Yeah, it was on Instagram.
Okay.
Yesterday. We'll have him because I believe his birthday is coming up very soon.
Oh, I haven't looked at my messages from you lately. All right.
Thanks.
Yes, that one. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's going to be a surprise for everybody.
I think we did talk about it last week after the show.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, we did. But seeing how we're 30 minutes in,
this
week. So, The Fall Guy.
Yep.
You seen the movie. I seen the movie. I saw the TV show. And also grew up on the TV show when they originally aired. So let's back up. Let's give a little brief rundown on the Fall Guy TV show. Or do you have any numbers for the movie? If my mouse will work with me. So
numbers meaning what exactly?
So far, I think the Fall Guy movie is still number 1 in the box office.
That wouldn't surprise me. It was.
Let's see.
IMDb. Oh, actually, we could look at Wikipedia real quick. Oh, that's the old show. Not old show. It's just the show. Fall Guy. 2024 film.
Mm-hmm.
It is at box office currently as of I don't know when. It was at 76.2, probably the first week. Out of a $150 million budget, roughly.
I'll give you the IMDb summary of the TV show.
All right.
You can give us a summary on the movie. Hollywood stuntman Colt Seavers picks up some extra pocket money by using his rough and tumble skills to track and capture bail jumpers, helped by his green younger cousin Howie and Jody, a beautiful stunt colleague. Theme song, Unknown Stuntman. First episode date, November 4th, 1981 in the United States. Network on ABC. Production company, Glenn A. Larson Production. He had his hands. Glenn Larson, if you're my age, maybe a little younger. This show ran from 81 to 86. One of my favorite shows growing up. Glenn Larson had his hand in a lot of TV shows back in the day. I'm not going to go over all of them here, but this show, to me, I mean, it was along the lines of the Dukes of Hazzard, and maybe some of y'all remember Simon and Simon. Some of y'all remember T.J. Hooker, Knight Rider. And this is a shout out to Turtle. Excuse me. He said he brought up Airwolf last night. We were in game chat. Yes, folks, I'm a gamer. I play my PlayStation and I'm proud of it. When we were talking about, he brought up Airwolf. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that show. Which Airwolf isn't a car show, but it's one of those in that same I wouldn't say atmosphere, but I don't know how many shows Glenn Larson. Matter of fact, I'll look it up here. Bear with me. Oh, he did do Knight Rider.
Okay.
Never heard of that one. Magnum PI, the original.
I've heard of that one.
There's one called Auto Man that had one season. Never heard of
Auto
it.
Man.
Battlestar Galactica 78-79. Galactica 1980. Team Knight Rider 97 and 98. I think I remember that. I do remember Knight Rider 2000. But yeah, that was all Glenn Larson.
Nice.
Manimal. So you remember that? I don't know what Auto Man is. What is Auto Man? What?
Well,
Starring Desi Arnaz Jr. and Chuck Wagner. Desi Arnaz, that is funny. Okay. Anyway, so Fall Guy. Back to the Fall Guy. Did you see something in that movie that maybe was a callback to the old TV show?
it depends on what you're talking about.
Maybe something he was driving?
Oh yeah. Hey, I got actually.
Uh-oh.
Let me see if I can. Where do I do it? Present. Share screen.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just do that. My entire screen. Screw it.
Go for
There,
it.
you're gonna see.
Send it.
You're seeing my screen. Let me. That's the wrong thing. Now I need to minimize everything. That's fine. Is that the truck? No, this is the truck.
He's our
Here
producer
we
in
go.
training, y'all.
Josh sent out the link to the show in Discord before I could even get to it. I was like, dang it. You mean this truck?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, I noticed that Gosling was driving that. And then they even one-upped it and made an updated version of it. Which I thought that was pretty cool too. This is the stunt vehicle version of it that I have pulled up. But because that's the images that I could find. But they made a brand new version of the truck. Which frankly I think is pretty awesome.
yeah. I mean, they did. And that's the thing. Anybody that's going to go see this movie, and spoiler alert, Chief, if you end up actually watching this, Chief, he said he was busy tonight. I think he's busy. But yeah, so spoiler alert. But they did do this movie. The movie did the show justice in that. It was a lot of respect to the stuntman.
That was the biggest thing. It was a lot of respect to the stuntmen. They kept, when there was a stunt happening on screen, they kept it on the stunt. That was the focus. That was, which I thought was cool. It was obviously it's a David Leitch movie.
Yeah.
So it kept it, and he's really good with the stunt work. And let me see what other movies he's done. I'm pulling us on a tangent. You're welcome. Okay. He directed John Wick. He also did Bullet Train, if you haven't watched that.
I've not seen that yet.
Dude, great movie.
I was interested when it came out, and then I got distracted by something else, and I can't remember what it was.
He also did Deadpool 2. Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw. And then also Nobody. I don't know if you watched Nobody, but that one was it was essentially John Wick, but with Bob Odenkirk. And then yeah, so that was one thing that I did like in it. What else? It kept me engaged, though some of the jokes went on too long. That was the one thing that was like, this is awkward. I don't like this joke anymore.
Oh. Speaking of jokes, going back to our missing co-host of the evening, I was told to say that Sweet Pea's Foot is German. It's in Das Boot. It's good and tight.
Oh boy.
So, yeah, when you said that, I was like, oh, yeah, dad jokes.
Oh no.
Yeah. Let me turn my phone down because it just went off. My bad,
Yeah,
y'all.
I was hearing your bling.
The reason why I was up is because I messed up somehow over this last week and set my I turned down my notifications to my text message. I was like, why am I not getting my text messages until I open the app? And then today I finally stopped. I was like, I've got all these text messages I was missing from everybody. I was like, oh, sorry, y'all.
Oops, I pressed block notifications. Oops.
The bad thing was I missed the text message from my Mrs. Bosco. So I was like, sorry, babe.
Oopsies.
My bad. No, really, I'm sorry. But I made it up to her.
That's good. That's the most important part.
Let me see if I can do something here. That's not what I was trying to do. Come on, man.
I believe in you.
Bear with me. I have a GED. Let's see. Bam. Let's see if that's gonna. So this movie, actually, I'll throw this out there as well. I went on Amazon. I ordered 2 Fall Guy Stunt Association decals from my toolbox.
Oh, that's fun.
The original,
yeah,
with the eagle. Yeah. So I'll have those next week sometime. I've gotten a bad habit of I love decals, especially if they're cool and they have something to say. That I'll boom, I'll put one on the toolbox. I have some original Failure to Stop and Kibby and Friends show decals as well.
Were they?
And one more than I'm out of here.
You know who made the decals, right?
No.
Failure to Stop. That was TJR.
Really?
Yep. He brought them down to the meetup. If I'm correct, he made most of them. Is it like the ones of like the faces and all that stuff that John drew?
No, not those. They're older ones.
Oh, the original sticker pack.
Yeah, the
right with Skate Daddy
Transy.
Pride Mike.
Yep.
Oh, I don't want to talk about Pride Mike.
No,
that was dumb.
I actually had that on my toolbox, and somebody asked me about that the other day, and I was like, "Don't you worry about who Pride Mike is. He'll be here in a couple weeks." No, he's that was Mike the Cop for everybody who's listening. Y'all probably anyway.
I thought you meant you got the next sticker pack, which was stickers that were from the meetup that I think either Josh or John sent out. I don't remember which one of them. But that's how John got my address, because he was going to send me stuff.
So in the movie, this is the differences for us. Well, in the TV show, we have the Fall Guy.
Yep.
Played by Colt Seavers. He's the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
But he's not Robert Downey Jr.
No. So it's
I caught your joke.
I know who I am.
Wait, whoop.
So it's Lee Majors in the original TV show. Lee Majors, Heather Thomas. Douglas Barr plays his cousin Howie. And for a couple episodes, she's not in there, but later on in season 1 is somebody that maybe some of you know from Night Court, Marky Post, which she passed away last year, I think. I think Marky Post passed away last year. And so she plays in the Fall Guy TV show as well. Let me see when Marky Post passed away. She also played in Night Court, which is more or less where most people probably know her as. Oh, dude, she's been gone for 2 years.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Just time flies when you're having fun. She plays Terry Michaels in Fall Guy. So you have Lee Majors, which Lee Majors, I often wondered how Lee Majors wasn't born in the South, how he got to sound. So I think he was raised down here. Which Lee Majors wasn't his real name either. Where is it? Harvey Lee Yeary. That's it. I heard it the other day on another podcast, and I know that they just dropped their. I'm throwing this out there that I know that they just dropped their Fall Guy episode because I know they're friends of mine. So I was listening to theirs this week, and I was like, "Oh man!" So this is no way, shape, or form trying to step on their toes at all. Let's see.
And then, do you want me? I can go over the cast of the movie.
Go ahead.
Quick. All right, we got Ryan Gosling as Colt Seavers, and then we got Emily Blunt playing Jody, and then Aaron Taylor Johnson, allegedly the next James Bond, was playing Tom Ryder, which is who Colt Seavers was, whatchamacallit, stunting for. And then Hannah Waddingham was Gail Meyer. She was the publicist, I think, for Tom Ryder.
Yeah.
And then Teresa Palmer was Iggy Starr, which is Tom Ryder's girlfriend. I don't know. I'm just going with names. Then one of the other big characters was Winston Duke, who played Dan Tucker, who was the stunt coordinator.
Winston Duke is in a couple other movies as well. Do you remember? Do you know which one?
If he was M'Baku in Black Panther.
Yep.
What else? He obviously that, and then he was in Us, or no, right? Yes, Us. What else?
Spencer Confidential with Mark Wahlberg. He played Hawk.
Yep.
Is a big dude.
Yeah, he's
no lie, man. He is a huge. I mean, he's probably one of the world's nicest people, but them big dudes usually are. Either they're cocky or they're nice.
He was also in Law and Order SVU and Person of Interest. Man, Person of Interest. That was a good show. So good.
Yeah.
The Machine. Everything's about the Machine.
Jim Caviezel?
Yep.
Okay.
Jesus himself.
Yep. Actually, that show actually converted him to be a believer. But yeah, when he got to go, yeah, it did. Doing that movie, yeah, he got hit. I think he got hit by lightning a couple times. Anyway,
in the Passion of the Christ, yes, he did get struck by lightning.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the Lord works kind of that way, where He's trying to send you a message.
Yep.
Lord, I know I didn't listen growing up, but He sent me my messages a few times. So the Fall Guy TV show hit so big, at least in in our view. So if you go back and watch TV shows, and a lot of them are on YouTube, and everybody can go back and watch them if you're really interested to show in the show to go back and see where everything kind of started, which it goes back to the Dukes of Hazzard and goes back to Smoking a Bandit and all this. That's where they all came from. These old, action shows, which now suddenly these guys are heroes and we're trying to be just like them, or we want to be just like them. Of course, now everybody, you see that big truck. The original truck, as a matter of fact, that big truck jumping over everything, just like, it's like, dude, this is like Dukes of Hazzard, but with trucks and more stunts and more stunt driving.
Yep.
I don't think any of, if any, of course, back in the TV show, none of it was way before CGI. And in later episodes, in the first, try not to sneeze. In the first couple episodes, they were destroying the coveted 1982 GMC K2500 Sierra Grande. Yeah, Sierra Grande, which Grande is what, large?
Yes. Unless you're at Starbucks, which that means medium, I think. Or no. That means small. Sorry. That's a small at first.
What?
Yeah. I'd say I want a grande. I've done this before at Starbucks. This is why I don't go to Starbucks, besides the fact that it's overpriced. It's like, yeah, I want a grande caramel macchiato or whatever. I don't know. I don't go there anymore. I think I've been there like 10 times in my life. But I get the grande, and they give me a small. It's like, come on. What the heck is this? Small, medium, large. I thought we had this figured out 100 years ago.
Yeah, so
Jeez.
Sierra Grande, let's translate that to English, means very large mountain.
Mm-hmm.
For anybody out there with a C minus or better grade average. So they coveted 1982 K2500. They just kept destroying the truck. So what they did, and you can catch this in earlier episodes if you slow down and pause the video just at the right moment, you could see that the engine cradle is slid back under the cab. From other sources that I've heard that there's a guy down in Australia that actually has the Fall Guy truck. But the original like hero truck, because they would jump these trucks, man, they just destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
They jump over a car, jump over or roll it off a cliff or whatever, and they just destroying the trucks. They got tired of doing that. Well, what do you do? Beef up the suspension. Still didn't work. Okay,
It's expensive.
I mean, how many, I don't know how many trucks were actually used. In that, did it send? In that episode, or in that show, episode. I wonder how many trucks they used in the movie. We saw 2.
I know they made a gag about the GMCs, like the brand new Sierras. I think they made it. There was a joke about, we only have 2.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing probably 2, because I know they destroyed 1, and I'm sure they left 1 as the hero truck.
From the second season. From the second season, General Motors supplied 3 specially adapted trucks to use in stunts, with the engine moved to the mid-chassis position immediately under the cab seat, which kind of makes you think of a van, but the
Mm-hmm.
engine's right here. Anybody ever driven a full size van? Yeah, the engine's right there. Take the doghouse off, it's boom right there.
Mhm.
But yeah, so to counterbalance out during the jumps, and it wouldn't be so hard because if you watch the old TV shows, it
Uh,
bounces.
Yeah, the ass goes up in the air and
Yeah.
yeah, it lands
Boom.
hard.
So the Fall Guy TV show, he's a stunt man. He moonlights as a bounty hunter. The thing about it is, a popularity grew on this TV show that you started to see like famous actors in the TV show. Robert Wagner was in, I think he was in the first or second episode. Robert Wagner, which ended up, if anybody's an NCIS fan, he's DiNozzo's, or actually DiNozzo Senior. So,
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What else was it? So I got a question. Maybe maybe other people out there in the viewing audience or listening audience can. And I even asked my wife this.
Oh boy.
Here it is now. Now we have 3 different people. So new Jody or old Jody from the original TV show. Which one?
Me personally,
Yeah.
like, what are we going off of? Acting,
looks better?
looks.
Yes. All the above.
Emily Blunt. I'm sorry.
I think so.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's your thing. That's your get down, I guess. I hadn't even really looked at her other than what I've seen in that movie.
Really?
Yep. Surprise, surprise, everybody. I'm sorry.
God.
I don't know, dude. The original Jody, which in the movie she was Jody.
Let me see.
I can't.
In the movie, her last name was Moreno.
Yeah, in the TV show it was Jody Banks. Everybody thought that, like, Lee Majors and her in the show was going to hook up, but look how much younger she is than him. I don't know what they were apart in real life, but this is 92. Yeah. So Heather Thomas. So Heather Thomas or Catherine Bach? Daisy Duke or Jody Banks?
Man, you're trying to make me decide. I'm sorry, but Daisy Duke started a trend outside of whatchamacallit, film with fashion. So Daisy Dukes is a thing now. Those kind of shorts.
That is true. That is true.
It's cultural.
That started like, what, 20 years after the fact?
Okay, but still, it's cultural.
All right. I'll give you that. They didn't have the song for no reason. You know what song I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Says I don't want to get dinged again.
We're not getting dinged.
Who was that? Anyway.
I don't know.
So you say you're going with Daisy Duke. All right.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I think Heather Thomas back in the day was, and Mrs. Bosco agreed.
Now, if we're going off of movie, Jody or movie Daisy Duke, movie Daisy Duke. For sure. It's Jessica Simpson.
Oh gosh, I still can't get over.
Was it a great performance? No.
Okay,
No.
at least you said it, and I didn't.
She's just there for eye candy.
At least as far as that movie goes, they shouldn't have named it that. But that's just my opinion.
I thought it
That's
was
just
a
my opinion.
turn your brain off and have fun.
Yeah, if you watch the movie for the car show, the car stunts, the driving, and all that, take the acting completely out of the movie, you have a great movie. and I'll say that to Johnny Knoxville's face. I don't care.
Wasn't Johnny Knoxville is more of a he does better in unscripted things than
You think so?
scripted. Well, like Jackass, yeah, if he's in Jackass or like anything else, he's great. It's when it's scripted, he can be better.
We'll have to cover the Dukes of Hazzard movie at some point. I think that'd be kind of cool, and go over some of the music that was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of music,
Okay.
what were some of the? Was there any like big songs in the show at all?
In the show, no. But in the movie, there's a few.
I do have the soundtrack actually for the movie
other-
pulled up right now.
Oh well, rock and roll. In the show, they just did your basic in the show. It was Lee Majors singing the theme song.
Oh, nice.
And it mentions several other actors in the original theme song as well. And even in the entry scene, now in the intro scenes of the TV show, you have a lot of cutaways from other movies that phenomenal stunts were done in, especially I always get it confused. Crazy Mary, Dirty Larry, Crazy Larry, Dirty Mary. Somebody's dirty and crazy. I don't know.
Crazy Stupid Love?
No. This features let me see, Crazy Mary, and I guarantee you, if Dan's watching this, he's probably yelling at his phone.
He's like, "It's this."
Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry,
Okay.
1974 film. One of the scenes out of that movie is in the entrance. Yeah, in that movie itself is a '69 Charger.
Mm.
But when you first watch the TV show, he crashes into a train.
Yep.
And it bursts into flames. That cutscene is from that movie. Yeah. And I picked up on that. Well, a very long time ago, but we ain't got to go into that movie because that movie's kind of.
I did like that at the start of the movie. They did kind of do the montage of other movies. They were all Universal movies. Half of them were David Leitch movies, which was kind of nice. It was like I think they had some John Wick stuff. They had Atomic Blonde. What else? I think there was Fast and Furious in there a little bit, if I remember, and a couple more.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. I can hear your phone.
Really?
It's like the digital noises, but yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. Kind of giving a call back to other cool stunts in other movies. But as for soundtracks for the movie, there's a bunch of rock songs, which is awesome. I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss was basically the song of the movie.
Yeah.
And it had Fiesta by Daniel Indart. Don't know that as much. Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Yep.
Obviously, great song. And then Taylor Swift song, All Too Well but it was
Maybe I
Taylor's
zoned-
version.
Maybe I zoned out in that part.
With the Taylor's version, it was
Yeah.
when he was crying in the truck, when he first got the truck.
Oh, was that her?
That was Taylor Swift. That's why when Emily Blunt character came up, you're crying in the car to Taylor Swift, aren't you? He's like, no, I would not be doing that. And
Oh,
yeah,
she
he
did say
was.
that.
Yep. And then All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled was up on
Yep.
there. Then they had Youngblood's version of I Was Made for Loving You. It was kind of the song of the you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Any Way You Want It by Journey. I don't remember all of the
bar scene.
the karaoke bar scenes. I don't remember the songs from that because they don't have them listed here.
Take a Look at Me Now by Phil Collins.
Oh, yep, they do have that listed. Then there's also Genie in the Bottle by Christina Aguilera, and I Believe in a Thing Called Love by The Darkness.
Uh-oh. No, Lord.
Yes, we can see chat. Oh boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my brother Turtle. He's right there live in the chat.
Oh boy.
Speaking of Turtle, gotta do this. There you go. Speaking of, you know anybody who is a combat veteran who suffers from PTSD or anxiety, please reach out to Operation Tackle Box. It's a 501c3 nonprofit organization. It means a lot to Brother Turtle and a lot of other combat veterans. And because this does mean a lot to him, I will continue to give them an ad read. Not really an ad read. I'm just off the cuff. I don't have an ad in front of me. They didn't tell me to come on here and do this. But, you know, to me, our veterans mean so much to us for what they did for our country. And they do suffer. They do deal with a lot. Coming home sometimes really is a strange place, and they you know, they're left alone with their thoughts of things and stuff. So what this does, this helps out the combat veterans suffering from PTSD, help them out with VA claims and other things that they need to be able to take care of themselves. And also does schedule fishing expeditions. I had to say that slow that time. But yes, please check out Operation Tackle Box and help out of, you know, they got super sweet merch. They got super sweet swag
like
it
the
is.
super sweet merch that you're wearing right now.
Just like this right here. Matter of fact, I'll move my mic. Hang on. Boom, right here.
Nice. That is a cool shirt.
It says Operation Tackle Box. I'm not going to show my gut with an arrowhead right there. And
the hat.
And the hat.
Nice.
You can actually go online to their website.
Is that a leather patch on it? Or is
Huh?
it like plastic? Is the patch on it leather or is it?
It is. It
Okay.
is.
That's cool.
You can go online and order a hat. It all goes to them. You want to order a shirt. They have different designs. They have designs for ladies as well. Yes, we have ladies out there who are combat veterans as well. You know, they need to go fishing. I've always heard that. Sorry, my eyes itching. I've heard that, you know, everybody needs to wet a line every now and then. So fishing is very therapeutic. You get out there on the water and it's just you and nature and you're hitting the water, you know, getting your thing done. Yeah, faux leather, but yes, Sorry, let's see.
Yeah, they won't know if you don't tell them.
Not necessarily pleather.
Nope.
So there again, like I said before, Operation Tackle Box, go please check them out. I know a lot of my friends, combat veterans, and who have done a lot for our country. And from Forever Road podcast to y'all, thank y'all very much for everything y'all have done. There was something else I was going to mention. I can't remember what.
How do you feel about all the stunt scenes in the movie?
I think, man, by far, I think I think that the stunts were phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they pulled everything together. I like how, and see, I don't want to give too many spoiler alerts because we don't know out there in the audience who's going to watch it. But I think that, I mean, some of the best stunts, and a lot of it wasn't CGI.
I know in the post credits and during the credits they did show a lot of the stunts, like they just had kind of like a wide angle lens while they're doing all the stunts, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it looks like they aren't using a lot. It's just digitally removing things. That's one of their biggest things that they were doing.
Right.
I know they did do a little bit of face swapping in it.
Yeah.
Like for plot points and also with like stunt actors and stuff like that, which is needed always. But they did I feel like all the stunts were great. The stunt scene where he was high, that you know the scene that I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Where he goes and meets a drug dealer that has like leopard print tattoos as hair. That was so goofy. Dude, and it's like, I just was like, I feel like the director had that in his head and was like, I want to do this for the scene. And it just worked so perfectly. It made it a fun scene, and it was the perfect way. It's almost in the same vein as the final fight in Scott Pilgrim. You know?
Yeah.
Yep. And it was just fun. And that scene just put a smile on my face.
Yeah, that was great. The unicorn cracked me up.
And I do like that the wine bottles and stuff, because most movies, when you hit somebody with a wine bottle or something, they're getting shattered.
Yeah.
But real life, those things ain't shattering. And I did like that they didn't shatter them or anything like that. You know what I mean?
It's kind of a callback to what made me think just now. What made me think of? You ever seen the movie Last Action Hero? Good Lord, I can't talk today.
Yes. Was that Schwarzenegger or was
it?
Yep.
When he comes out of the TV screen into the real world.
Yes, that was a fun one.
It's kind of like along the lines of, and everybody out there, if you haven't seen, have not seen the Fall Guy movie yet, that's what it's kind of like. It's a movie inside a movie, kind of like Tropic Thunder, Last Action Hero. It's a movie inside a movie. Yeah. Like I said earlier, the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
They're essentially filming a Dune ripoff.
Oh,
because that's kind of the
how'd that go again?
From the I'm not doing it again, but you know what I mean. That little like musical like chorus thing that was like straight ripped from Dune.
Anybody out there can get a clip movies of that, and we can use it on a
reel. Goodness.
Throwing his hands up and everything.
What have I done to myself? Oh,
It's gonna be my
But-
ringtone now.
oh. Oh no. But I did like it. It was no, it's not
What
going to be a
movie
new
were they
meme.
filming?
It was
Mhm.
Star Metal or something like that. I don't remember, but it had the
Metal Storm.
Metal Storm,
That's
but
it.
it was in Metallica font. I thought
Yep,
that was
I
funny.
noticed that too.
Like, hey, I know that M and that. Yeah, that was cool. And all the stunts, I enjoyed them. And as I said earlier, like on the stunts, they leave it just kind of pull it back a little bit more so you can see everything. Like Muppet Arms, like, but oh boy, now you're getting me off track of what I was trying to say. Damn you. Yeah, it just works.
The movie was phenomenal. It was really great. There was, unfortunately, it's still the number one movie.
Mm-hmm.
And even in our theater where we were, it had a handful of people. Right turn, Clyde. That's right. It had a handful of people in there, and I was kind of let down. I was like, man, you figure that more people, at least my age, no offense.
Most of the people that when I went, it wasn't packed. It was pretty empty. Because I went today at noon. Obviously, it's going to be an empty theater, but it was all people your age and older.
So this is all more fresh in your head than it is in mine, because I saw it 24 hours ago.
I saw it. I finished the movie 5 hours ago.
Yeah.
What else?
I'm gonna look at something.
How'd you feel about the jokes in it? Because
they were pretty good, and what I found out honestly was, sorry, there wasn't a lot of cussing. There weren't a lot of swear words. So
I did like that. It was a clean cut movie. Because I don't know if David Leitch has done very many PG-13 movies, if any. Because most of his stuff is pretty dark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like for this, you really didn't have to do it, and I liked that they didn't. They could have gone full crazy, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sorry, something just piqued my interest that I just thought of. How many different guest stars in like famous now or recognizable faces were in that show. I know Heather Locklear was in one of them. Matter of fact, one I watched the other night, just kind of refreshing my brain about the TV show before this. Heather Locklear was in it. The dude that played her dad, I can't remember his name, but he's one of those faces that when you see him, he's like, oh, it's that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, Turtle's asking about if the movie was just about a guy with a cool truck that falls down all the time. And I responded, yes.
Well, essentially, that's what it is.
I mean,
he's the fall guy. He takes the fall for the faces of the movie
to keep them pretty.
Yeah. Also, one of the other surprising, not mic drops, but surprising spots in that movie was they swapped Tom Ryder with, or whoever the guy that played Tom Ryder was, with somebody else. Should we mention it here? Or would
At
that
the
be
end of the movie? Well, we're an hour and 15 minutes into the podcast. I don't really think it's the end of the world if we spoil.
I mean, yeah. Anybody that watches this, I should have said this in the start, go see the movie and then come back and listen.
After this point, you've been warned. We're gonna get into it.
So yeah, the guy that plays Tom Ryder, I don't know his name. You do.
Tom Ryder, that is Aaron Taylor Johnson, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep. He's there we go. Now we can put that up.
There we go. Thank you, Turtle.
So, Aaron Taylor Johnson, he was...
Turtle will need you in the chats all the time.
He was Quicksilver in Avengers, Age of Ultron. Kick-Ass, if you ever watched those movies.
Yep.
He was also in Bullet Train. He was...
Missed that one.
I don't remember the character's name. And then he was also in what other thing? Yeah, he's just done a lot of stuff, and he's a good actor. I think he was. I don't know if the Kraven movie came out or that was going to. I think because he was going to play Kraven. I don't know if it came out. It was in like the same thing as like Morbius and Venom. That
I was going to say the name Kraven sounds familiar, but
Kraven the Hunter.
Okay.
Is a Spider-Man villain.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Speaking of, oh well.
And then
you're holding my cup.
What else? So who they switch characters with?
Whew. It's a little hot. Jason Momoa.
Oh yes, at the end of the movie, after the plot gets unraveled,
yeah,
the conspiracy plot, they switch him out for Jason Momoa, and he just plays himself.
They kind of had to,
and it works, and it's fun.
So it's basically.
I thought that was a good gag.
That was good, very good. I think Jason Momoa is he's a pretty good actor. For everything I've seen him in, even Fast 10, even when he played the villain. For those that haven't seen that movie for some reason, there's another spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Fast 10, you need to.
It's revealed that he's the villain in Fast 10 in the first 10 minutes. So,
yeah. Well, for those who haven't seen that, which I highly recommend. We will do a Fast and Furious series episode.
We might have to break that up into a couple.
We'll
have to see. Because, oh boy. We might have to break it down into, the first 3 movies where they're fun car movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then we break it into Fast and Furious to 10, and then Hobbs and Shaw also. Because those first 3 are car movies. The rest aren't.
Somebody broke it down. Another podcast, my other buddies, they broke it down in what order those movies are supposed to be in. Mm-hmm. And I have it written down somewhere.
Tokyo Drift is number 6 or something like that. 5 or 6. I don't remember, but yeah.
Drifting. Matter of fact, we had a conversation about this earlier today. Drifting was here in the States. We just didn't call it drifting. We just called it power sliding.
Or if you're from Minnesota, we call it whipping shitties.
Whipping what?
Whipping shitties.
Oh, okay. Is that what y'all do on the ice up there?
Oh yeah, we whip shitties. Or on gravel roads. Yeah, it's great.
Well, see, down here we don't have much. It's not so much gravel roads; it's more like red dirt roads. That
Yeah, we got full on gravel roads up here.
that Brooks and Dunn song, "Red Dirt Road." I've lived that song, so I think Turtle may have as well.
We just call that driving.
Call that driving.
Ooh.
Yep. Let's see. So,
how'd you feel about the conspiracy plot with the murder and all that stuff?
I picked up on that it was that lady.
You picked up on it pretty quick.
So not to hint around, but we'll just call it like it is. Okay. So if anybody has seen the previews, if anybody's listening to this, and there again, spoiler alert is in effect.
Yeah, I'll just leave that out.
All right, we'll just leave that.
Just leave it right there. That's perfect.
Until he has another fun one to say. So,
yep,
the fall guy. He plays the stuntman.
He also becomes the fall guy in the criminal act.
Yes, he ends up being the fall guy of a murder.
Yep.
A murder of a replacement fall guy. So the actor kills his replacement fall guy. He makes
the
Colt Seaver's character. Colt Seaver takes the fall for it, obviously, fall guy.
And they leak the whatever, because whatchamacallit,
the video.
There was a video of the murder actually happening because the actor, he kicked the other stunt performer and killed him, and now with the plot they change it to Colt Seavers.
Yeah, he takes the fall for it. Well, he doesn't take the fall for it, but now he's got to clear his name for a murder he didn't commit.
Exactly.
Yeah, been there. Anybody? Nobody? Okay, cool. So,
killed anybody?
Yeah, me neither. I haven't been blamed for it either.
There was that incident in 1989, though. I won't talk about it.
This one dude in Reno.
I've never been to Reno. No.
That's called by
San Antonio.
Shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Yes, I know, but mine happened in San Antonio in 1989. We will not talk about that. That month of May. Oof.
Wow.
Just so you know, I was not alive at that time.
I was going to say you weren't even.
My parents weren't even married, and I don't even think. And I know they didn't know each other even back then.
But yeah, so he has to fight to clear his name, and the whole while running from the people who actually killed the guy and trying to avoid getting caught by police. And everybody else is trying to figure out where he's at, where the original actor's at.
Yep.
And mayhem ensues.
Oh, yeah.
I like the stunt when he drives into the marina gas station for the boats. Oh, man.
That was fun.
Great. That was great. I guess he's out of here. Yes. Turtle, go ahead.
So, and then what else? Yeah, that was a fun scene. I like I liked that it was a callback to one of his brags about, hey, I can drive with my hands tied behind my back.
Yeah.
I did like that callback.
And there was one in that. Was it that point? Oh, right before that, they're dousing down with gasoline. Did you catch that right before they lit him on fire?
Ew.
Screaming for help, takes a big old gulp of gasoline and sprays it on dude right when he brings the flame down. That was man, I cheered. I ain't gonna lie, I did. I said, "Wait for it." I said that out loud, and I know I know my wife's like,
Shut up.
up. But at the end of the movie, everything's cleared up. The actor runs off with handcuffs into a landmine, and anyway,
Well, it was pyrotechnics, and he runs, and this camera just pans over to the sign that says, "No cell phones, no radios, don't walk here," things like that.
yeah.
As he's running, and then he calls somebody and just boom.
Come on, let's get out of here.
But he's who is he running from?
Pink baloney mist. He is running from the original Colt Seavers, Mr. Lee Majors, and Heather Thomas.
Yes. I love that. I went, hey! And did you notice he was wearing the original Fall Guys hat?
Yes. I did notice that too. Turtle, I posted a question to Mr. Worldwide over here. The if you get a chance, go look at Heather Thomas and look at
Emily Blunt.
Heather Thomas back in the day. I'm telling you, she comes through those saloon doors in the original TV show.
I mean, I'm gonna look at her and then I'm gonna be too scared to talk to her. So I'm like,
oh man,
she's gonna wreck my life.
Who was it? Oh, never mind. We'll talk about that.
Whereas Emily Blunt, I might have a chance because she looks nice and would care about me. You know what I mean? And not just like there's like a difference. Okay.
See here also is that when you find the girl, she's got to understand that the podcast is part of your life. So she's got to accept that.
It's not just a hobby. It's who I am.
Without me, there is no podcast. You're the producer in training, man. You're supposed to have my back here.
Oh. Yeah, I can do all the fun things. Oh.
All right, folks. Well, that was our take on the Fall Guy TV show versus the Fall Guy movie. I'm not sure. Wow.
Oh boy.
Wasn't so that was our take of the awesome movie and awesome TV show that I grew up on. Now, Mr. Worldwide, you've got to go watch the TV show now, and you'll see where it all.
I think you said it was on Tubi or something.
I thought it was on Tubi. I actually looked at it the other day and I couldn't find it.
I found like season 2 on YouTube, but I can't find season 1 anywhere. I want to watch season 1 first, obviously.
Right, we'll start from the beginning, exactly. So I don't know, unless you have to pay for it on Amazon.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I mean, ain't nobody paying $3.99 per episode. Come on, man. Especially with high as inflation is, we got groceries to pay for.
$100 a week for groceries, just for myself.
Yeah.
Ugh. And that's getting no snacks, no nothing.
Yeah. Apparently, I got to start going back to the gym because I was called fat.
Yeah. I don't know who did that. That wasn't me. I promise. Me. Oh boy.
Well, folks, that's our take. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Next week, I don't know what's going to be next week. Chubby. I know. I haven't even stepped on. I know I lost 10 pounds.
Sweet.
But I haven't stepped back on the scale since then. I hadn't really looked at it. Of course, sweating my behind off up in College Park like I was. I probably lost more than that. I feel like anyway. I feel a little lighter. But yeah, so you got any shout outs to anybody? You got anything else?
No, not that I
No?
can think of.
I did have a shout out, and I only got to only May 6th. May 6th. No, I don't.
I don't have a Buc-ee's within 1,000 miles of me or more. I think the closest Buc-ee's sign is 300 miles away from my house, and that says next Buc-ee's is 698 miles or something like that. Oh boy. So, who was your shout out for? Because I know you gave one out to Mother Trucker's daughter.
Yeah. Well, it was just a birthday. I was going to start writing birthdays down this past week, and only wrote one down. But he was my one of my biggest musical fan. I was a big fan of him. Mr. Bob Seger. And I forgot to write how old he was. That's kind of dumb. Anyway, Bob Seger was born May 6, 1945, at the Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit, Michigan. Known by one of my favorite songs, my favorites, Night Moves. That song was inspired after he watched the movie American Graffiti. So happy birthday to him. Happy belated birthday. I know it was a couple days ago. I didn't get any other birthdays written down because I didn't have my notebook or anything. And I got super busy at work. But yeah, starting next week, we'll have Hollywood Nights. Yeah. Yeah, we heard that song the other day. Let's see, Night Moves to start with, Hollywood Nights, Like a Rock that Chevrolet used as their Chevy truck commercial back in the 90s before and my nephew. That's the other shout out I was going to put, and I didn't write it down in my book. My godson, Jason Michael, was born May 9th. Now he is 5 years old. So you can go back and show him that.
Or not 5-0. Oh
5 years. 0-5.
0-5.
0. Yeah. 0.
I'm gonna be real cheap. I barely graduated high school.
There we go, folks.
C-.
That's why you fit in, bro. That's why you fit in.
Oh boy.
So happy birthday to Jason Michael. Uncle Bosco says happy birthday. Mr. Worldwide Will Cray says happy birthday, and all the other brothers and sisters out there too. But yeah, that's where we're at. We are out of here. Thank y'all for joining us again. We'll be live next Saturday night, about 7 or 8 p.m. Same time, same bat time, same bat channel. That's probably trademark too. We're probably going to get dinged, but they did. Oh, so update to everybody else. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, we had an episode pulled off of Spotify, and I battled. Y'all probably heard the guys on One Morning I'm Out of Here. Chief talk about it with Dan. They did pull an episode from Spotify. It's our Cover Me episode. I think it was our first or second episode with you, Will.
Mm-hmm. I think that was that was number 3 or 4.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I know it was right there in the very beginning. Well, we're going through biology here.
He's talking about me yawning. I yawn a lot. It is what it is.
But they did pull an episode, and I went back and forth with them, about that episode. And I put this out here, and I don't care, but I felt like it was wrong. Their decision is wrong. It's still down. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue on with Spotify. I don't know. It's not like they pay me for it. It's not like I pay them for it. So, for the time being, you'll catch these episodes on Spotify, iHeart. I think YouTube, Google Podcast went to YouTube Music now. I know we're on Amazon Music. I haven't put us on Pandora yet. I don't even know many people if they do listen to Pandora anymore.
I think the last time I went on Pandora was 2011, maybe?
Wow.
Maybe 2012. This is before high school.
Really?
Yeah, because I immediately once I got a phone at my first year of high school, and I immediately got Spotify because I just knew it was better.
Right. Well, I was in Spotify, but like I said, I did argue back and forth with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we mentioned, and you can go back and listen. It's on iHeart. You can go back and listen to the Cover Me episode that we did mention every album, give every artist every credit that was owed to them. We didn't try to claim anything, no copyright infringement. We didn't try to claim it was ours at all. But they pulled the entire episode. And after a few emails back and forth, I said, you know what? Boom, I'm done. Will because I will probably post it through Spotify, but we'll see. You know. Next week's episode is going to be live, like I said again. And I don't know what the topic is yet. Oh, yes, I do. Something I mentioned the other day. But we said we were going to do this first. So next week's going to be on music. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank y'all for joining us. Give this episode a like and click that subscribe button. Go into your settings, click automatic download on all the platforms that you can. Share this, like this, tell people about it, put the word out there. Y'all remember, please go on to Operation Tackle Box. Give love to those combat veterans, even the military veterans that weren't in combat, which I think a majority of them were. But, you know, I've done a Roots of Southern Rock episode, Turtle, and beginning a couple episodes ago with Chief. So, I haven't done a deep dive into each individual, or we've done a Leonard Skinner episode with another co-host, right after Gary Rossington passed away. With the recent passing of Dickie Betts, we're gonna have to do an Allman Brothers Band episode. I know I keep hitting around at it, but man, that's a lot of work.
Don't worry.
Broken up.
When I've talked to others about our podcast, they're like, "Oh, that's the one about the Allman Brothers, right?" Wow. We do other things too. It's just Bosco that loves the Allman Brothers.
You do too. See, I hit you with a zip tie. See, look. There.
How'd that get here so fast? Jeez.
It's magic. But yeah, we will. It's just it's a lot of information that I already know.
Mm-hmm.
And I could probably just run it and then you just color commentate. And then the same thing with Chief. If he wants to get on here with that episode, I know he wants to do a Hank Jr. episode with us. I know that for a fact. I would like to do a Dukes of Hazzard episode at some point too. Just solely Dukes. Blues, soul, and bluegrass. Yes, and yes. And yes, everyone loves Allman Brothers. Everyone.
Yeah, they're great.
And for those who don't like the Allman Brothers band, you have to listen longer. That one episode on a loop.
Yes, just keep listening to it just because we need the clicks.
So, yep. Click like, subscribe, share this with everybody, brothers and sisters. I love y'all very much. Play us out, producer.
I don't know where to do it. Brand.
Love y'all.
FRP new out.
There we go.
Thanks for riding with us on the Forever Road podcast with Bosco. Hey, you can find and follow us at Instagram and Facebook, or just drop us a line or a question anytime at foreverroadpodcast@gmail.com. See you next time on the Forever Road podcast.